Representing government, I would like to invite Mr. Noam Katz, Senior Deputy Director General for Public Diplomacy at the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. And it's my pleasure to share this podium with representatives of civil society and of government and of internet companies, because I think that that reflects the existing good dialogue that we have today and the need to expand on this dialogue and together to achieve some more achievements in the fight against all kinds of maladies that are part of the world of the internet. We are living through revolution. And the essence of this revolution is that it created a new dimension of life, a new social environment where all the good in human interaction exists, but also all the bad things exist. We believe that this revolution represents something good. It creates a new kind of freedom to connect. But we also understand that there are some characteristic phenomena that exist there and that we need to take care of them. Anti-Semitism is a kind of archetype, a paradigm of social malaise which has found new life online. And it reflects, as a paradigm, also our need for intervention. As I said, the internet, of course, is a positive thing, but like many other positive social structures, intervention is sometimes needed to ensure that it doesn't spiral out of control and to ensure public safety and security of societies. Think about international commerce. It's a necessity, but at the same time, it led to slavery or to human trafficking. Think about international banking systems. It's a necessity, it's a good thing. It's something that stimulates international life and the well-being of societies. But still, you have to deal with issues like money laundering. All these examples are giving us a kind of example for our need of intervention. And between the three stakeholders, each one of the stakeholders, civil society, corporations, and government, has unique roles and strengths. Civil society represents the creators and owners of content. But they don't have the means to control the use, and some of these creators are bad actors. Internet companies and corporates are supplying platforms, but they don't have sometimes the authority, or they are lacking the commercial business interest to deal with those issues. And government has responsibility and authority to decide on standards and to act for the well-being of the individuals that are living in a state and for public safety. So altogether, they represent a kind of triangle that is necessary to deal with all these bad phenomena like hate, crime, and other human bad interactions. I'm not going to talk much about the ongoing important debate. What is the nature of the internet companies, whether they are technology companies or whether they are content and media companies? The thing that is important is that the internet companies, and the thing that we can agree on, is that the internet companies are technology companies. That's something that we have no argument, we are not arguing about. And Therefore, we need maybe to reframe the way that we look at the problem and on solution. So one aspect of solution can be regulation and legislation, and that is the role of government, as I said before. But what is the role of the internet companies as technology companies? The fact is that the internet platforms are technology companies whose business is transporting information between users and across networks. And that means that we have to think about their responsibilities, not in terms of freedom of speech necessarily, but in terms of establishing necessary rules of the road. Regarding anti-Semitism, for example, the issue, or the main issue, is not whether the internet platforms will adopt this definition or that definition of anti-Semitism, but it's about them using their immense ability to implement the algorithmic equivalence of no entry, no parking, speed limits, etc. This power has to be used by the companies, but it has to be used through a dialogue and through regulation and through effort of joint dialogue that will lead to joint standards in order to defend individuals and societies. It has to support other efforts that are important efforts, that are education efforts, counter-messaging efforts, guidelines, community guidelines, etc. Therefore, we need a joint effort to build our shared commitment to ensuring a safe and free internet through dialogue and open and frank engagement between all the stakeholders. And that might lead to the necessary Pareto that will make the internet the wonderful place it is, but will defend the users and societies from the malaise that are included there. Thank you very much.